What's up guys, it's your favorite Dutch Bros drinking saltine cracker baddie, and back at it with the Dutch braids, and if you don't like it, then you can sue me. Anyways, today's video topic is going to be how to confront somebody, as in how to approach somebody and bring to them that they are being disrespectful to you, they are being disrespectful to somebody that you care about, they're not being a decent human being, like they're breaking like the social code of human decency. This is the video that I'm talking about today. It's especially so for people who they're trying to confront somebody but they are like deathly allergic to confrontation, as in the thought of confrontation just makes them go ill. It makes them freeze up. They don't know what to do and they're like, oh my god, like I need to confront this person. I need to let them know that what they're doing is not a good thing, but I can't do it because I'm afraid of it. If you are the person that I just listed, I want to let you know that I have been in the same exact situation, because ever since I was a child especially, the thought of confronting somebody that wasn't one of my family members was just so jarring to me. I've especially been such a sensitive kid, and then when I would confront somebody, I'd just like freeze up, or like just the very idea of it like makes me sick inside. But now as I've gotten older, I still don't like confrontation, but I know that for my self-respect, I do have to do it, and even though I am uncomfortable with it, I use the tips that I'm going to describe in this video to actually do the thing even though it makes me nauseous. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. First thing that comes to mind is that make sure that the thing that you are going to confront the person about is a viable thing to confront that person about. And I know that maybe you're thinking, well, I already have the reasons that I'm confronting this person. This is like a very real thing. Why are you doing this step? And I would say that if you do have like valuable reasons that this person, you need to confront this person, like they're disrespecting you, they're disrespecting somebody they care about, they're not being a decent human being, then I would say like you've cleared this step. But sometimes even I'm like a very chill person, I would say. I hope anyway. And sometimes even I like think about something that I'm gonna confront somebody about and I'm like, is it really that deep? And then I realize it's not that deep. But then most of the time when I do it, it is like, okay, this is like, there's reasons for this, but it never hurts to make sure that we're not being over dramatic and causing a conflict that doesn't need to be caused. Now that you have your points that you are going to confront somebody about, we're going to move on to the second step, which is making sure that any like unrealistic worries that you have about confronting the person go away, okay? I know especially that when I was younger, like I thought if I confronted somebody that they were gonna come to my house and unalive me, or like do some other like weird thing. I was gonna get bullied again for the rest of the year, because I was bullied as a kid, and that was a very like real fear for me to like get into that situation again. But the thing is that if it's not gonna matter in 5 years, then why? Like, why worry about it? And the other thing is like, it's unrealistic that they're gonna come to my house and do that, because number one, the person that I was gonna confront didn't know where I lived, or like all these things, right? And we think about it, and how many, like, what are the odds? Like, genuinely, what are the odds that like any like real unrealistic like weird situation is going to happen? And if you are worried that you are going to get bullied because you confronted this person, like you're like, okay, this is a very like high respected person of the community, and there's all these people that kind of like worship them. The other thing is that when you confront somebody, when you confront this like high respected person and they get mad and the other people get mad, just think like, is this going to matter in 5 years? Is me being in middle school or high school or even college, like if I were to do this to this high respected person, is it going to matter in 5 years? Because in 5 years, I'm going to move to Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm never going to see these people again. So it's just like weighing out the options and making sure that you're not like blowing something out of proportion that it doesn't need to be blown out of proportion. Now that you've sorted through all the realistic worries and the unrealistic worries, I want you to then do the third step, which is have a rage fest in your head, okay? I want you in your mind to grab them by the neck and be like, I don't know who the frick you're talking to, but I certainly hope it's not me. And then you're gonna grab them and throw them off the Empire State Building and just do everything that you wish you did in their head, okay? You're gonna smash them like they are in a smash room and you are the assailant with this big ass hammer, and then I want you to do everything, okay? I want you to like beat this person up to a pulp right up here, and then just do everything, like do everything in here until the initial anger is gone, okay? And once the initial anger is gone, then that's where the good spots are, because especially when this person has committed like the final straw, it's very easy to like assemble all this anger, you know, wanting to come up to this person and give them a piece of your mind. But the thing is, we don't have enough mental clarity for that when we're in that high, okay? We are going to say things that we wish we hadn't even said, and then things will go very bad, and you probably won't get the result that you want by confronting this person, okay? So then I want you to get off that initial high, because when you get off that initial high, we have more mental clarity, we have more like reasoning. We're like, okay, you know, maybe there's something that I've done that has caused this confrontation, like cause the initial wanting to confront somebody, and maybe like there's their faults, and then you have to like kind of weigh those options out. It'd be like, okay, what can I do in this situation that's more responsible, more adult? And when I confront this person, I can clearly explain why I am irritated by their actions. Once you are mental clarity, once you are plant mom energy of, I need to confront this person, and I'm gonna do it respectfully. Like when you're like that, move on to step 4, and that is gonna be figuring out what you're gonna say. Figuring out what is the nicest possible way you can bring up the confrontational piece, if you will. Like for example, I'll bring up a situation that I was recently in at a place that I was working at. There was a girl that was sort of being disrespectful to me. She was one of my friends, like we'd been like okay with each other throughout like my time working there. And she and I were on the same level, but she started being disrespectful to me, starting demanding me to do stuff, things of that nature. And I had originally started like joking around about it, be like, oh, you're not my boss, please stop doing that. Like kind of like more joking around, like not serious at all. But then she kept doing it, and the intensity of it like kept going on to the point where like not saying please or thank you to me, like being very, like seeming very aggressive to me also. And I was like, okay, this is like weird. And then starting to do it to like other people, and I'm not gonna name her name, I don't want to like shame her on here, but I was very like, I felt very disrespected at this point, but I had been joking around about it, so like what gives me the right to go do that? But then I realized like, okay, this is not a joke anymore, I need to go do this. So then what I did was I came up to her, I did all the steps like that I just mentioned, and then I said, hey, I know I've been kind of joking about this, but this is starting to annoy me, you being disrespectful to me, and please stop doing this. So I gave her like a clear explanation, I gave her like examples of things that she did, not trying to like accuse her of everything, be like, you're the worst person in the world, not like that, but like listing the reasons that I especially was irritated. I know that's the boring way, and believe me, I believe it's the boring way, but the thing is that even though you want to like roast this person, if you do, I believe me, I've had like so many confrontations where I could just roast the person, like didn't even need mashed potatoes because that was already cooked. But the thing is that, you know, you having like a snarky remark, you having da-da-da-da-da, the thing is that you're probably not going to get the result that you want, which is hopefully that you want to stop the behavior. You want things to go back to the peace. You want things to go back to normal. And yes, maybe this person like needs some humbling, but you want a good result. Okay, you want the result where you're not being tortured, or somebody else is not being tortured, or you're not being like annoyed, or things of that nature, because we need to be respectful, because we ourselves are responsible human beings, and that everybody else is going to see that, and hopefully that person sees that we're responsible human beings, and maybe they look at themselves and be like, okay, you know, this is something that I need to work on. And if they don't, who cares? Who cares? Because if they're not willing to look at themselves and realize that they are the problem, if they are the problem, be like, okay, you know, there is something within myself that I need to change. If they're not willing to do that, then that's not your problem, because you cannot change another human being, okay? We are two separate people, and if you're not willing to go do that, then that's your problem, and not everybody else's problem, not the world's problem, because just like you have accountability for yourself, they have accountability for them, and that's just that. And that's not to be like snarky, be like, oh my god, everybody's horrible, and no, it's just that people need to start realizing that that is the case, and eventually maybe they go on with life and they realize that they are, and that they will try to fix themselves, just as you've probably been confronted. You realize that you weren't the problem, but then you realize that you were the problem later on, kind of like Taylor Swift. But yeah, that's it, and that's how you go and confront somebody And hopefully that this video helped. Hopefully that this video gave you a new perspective on your situation especially, and then you can be okay. I am ready to go do this. I am pumped up. I got the mental gains, subtle flex, to go do this. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I encourage you to drop a comment down below about either your confrontation, obviously, like, maybe don't talk shit on the person, because maybe they'll look at this video and be like, okay. But no, just something that you've learned over the years, maybe. Just something, you know. I like to hear from you guys, and I love hearing from you guys, especially throughout these last videos. So with that, I hope you have a good morning, day, or night. Check out the channel, and yeah.